What is up, my crypto legends? How is everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing absolutely fantastic, guys. We got this scenario over here, Bitcoin absolutely exploding from yesterday till today. Now I'm going to talk about a bearish case scenario, guys, and it just happened right now, right over here. There's a trading setup, and why is there a trading setup might be your question. Well, like I said on many other videos, Bitcoin likes to claim the highs and the lows, right? So if it's looking very bullish, then you claim the highs. Everybody gets extremely bullish once you gain this high, and then you get very bearish once you claim this low, and you have the kind of reversal effect, right? Because like I said, a lot of people trade the breakout of a support of a resistance level. We've claimed this high over here, and we could have a lot of volatility to the downside before we continue up. Remember, we have been pumping like crazy for the last couple of days, all right, and this pump needs a kind of healthy retracement, in my personal opinion. Could we continue up and regain this high? Of course, but I just want to explain you why there is a trading opportunity right there for a short position. You can zoom in here on the 1 hourly, and you could see some exhaustion, right? A little bit of exhaustion, some slightly bearish divergence where you do have higher highs, lower sorry, not on the volume, lower highs on the RSI. And also, like I said, you are hitting critical resistance level right over here. If I just zoom out, this is the last point of the VPVR, as you can see here on the chart. And once this breaks out, I think we will successfully, of course, regain this lower high over here. Also regain, this major support level. We are going to very likely, okay, we're not going to 100% sure, we are very likely going to retest it. Okay, we are going to tap it and try and break it at some point, and that will be the moment that you might be looking for a short opportunity, depending on how the price reacts to that level. And it's an exit range if you did long from this level, from this low over here, from this scenario that we were talking about the last few days, that we are potentially going to get that leg up to try and claim that $46,000 and have a little bit of volatility slightly above that range, if that makes any sense. I have shorted right over here, guys. I wanted to do this live. I just entered in a short position right now, okay, here on Prime XBT on this level where we had the slightly bearish divergence. It's a very risky one because you are basically fighting the major trend. But like I said, the way I trade is when we hit major resistance levels, when we hit major supports, and I have a lot of confluence, right? If we do see some fib levels, VPVR, and you add up a few things that I try and explain on a lot of the videos. And I wanted to do this live. I wanted to explain why this was a potential short opportunity, because you just slightly regain the highs over here, and then you have, that potential correction. Now, I just want to show you the major target here. Now, you're thinking, if you're shorting here, where would you target, okay? Where would you be your target? And now it's the time to potentially protect your position right over here, because this could turn around right now. So far, so good. But I think we could potentially arrive, okay? We might be creating a lower high over here, and I'm going to protect my position. I think this is the start of this fall is quite all right now. We might get a massive reversal and continue up, but this is the kind of trade you want to look for, right? Where you are risking this amount, okay, and you can protect your position right away. And the potential target is all the way down here, and you might think, why is it all the way down here? Because you will have a big major support level. You have been pumping like crazy, and I guess there is going to be a lot of long positions opening also during these major pumps. So a little bit of over leverage is going to get washed out potentially. All right, this is only a potential probability. And you take a look at fib levels from the low to the high. I am looking at least for that 382 on the correction here. Once you create these bearish divergence, creating higher highs and lower highs on the RSI, And, you know, 382 is also this big major zone where we've had a lot of consolidation at the $42,000 range. So can the price go down to $42,000? Yes, of course it can. Now it's worth the risk there, and there potentially we are going to get heavily supported, like I mentioned, from the support zone, right? If that makes any sense. Could this continue to the upside? Of course it can. Of course it can. We might get, you know, this has just been a short-term quick long squeeze, and we're just going to get a wick and continue to the upside. But like I said, I am more interested in looking for short positions while we are getting this kind of exhaustion, all right, in the immediate short term. And yeah, I mean, longing from here is crazy, but you can get this massive kind of effect where the price is just not going to stop until we retest, you know, this high and finally meet the target that we do have here from this bearish harmonic pattern, which is at the $47,000 range, and it is the top from this major channel that we detected once we you know, got this major bounce with this wick on the daily. So position is protected. Will I get, you know, stopped out at break even? Very, very possible. We might have another opportunity because the volatility here to the upside will be crazy. I already like to see this kind of price action like I showed you. We want to react to the market, to the exhaustion of the bulls, and get into a trade. We don't FOMO in, we don't FOMO for a short. We react, we see the kind of massive pump that we've had, okay? And this right over here has been over a 20% pump, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, just about a 21% pump in less than 48 hours. So at some point, the bulls will get exhausted and you will get a pretty nasty correction, right? So we want to try and get into that nasty correction and look at major support levels. Now, it is the opening of the stock market. Let's see how the stock market is doing, because we might see some bullish reaction on the S&P 500 because of the current world situation. We know that the dollar is gaining value to other currencies, and the situation that is happening right now might have a good effect on Bitcoin and a lot of cryptocurrencies, because we do know that there's been, you know, run on the bank. You know, we're getting banks blocked, transaction blocks blocking, all right? And this is why the world needs a decentralized system. So this might have an incredibly bullish effect in the mid-term for Bitcoin and crypto in general, right? S&P 500, we did, you know, detect also this descending channel. It would be phenomenal breaking out from this resistance of these lower highs, as you can see. And it will be very, very bullish in my personal opinion here on the S&P 500. If we do manage to break out from this zone, we will be trying to detect this next lower high here, higher low, sorry, to potentially get in a trade on the S&P 500, because you can trade the S&P 500 on Prime XBT. You have a great deal down below on Prime XBT. Okay, you get up to 7%. You get 7% added to your deposit. They've got a full tutorial to learn how to use this platform, and this is only for experienced traders, guys. Trading is extremely risky. If you're not experienced, make sure to practice, make sure to read the charts and potential trading opportunities. So yes, let's dive in here straight away through the comment section. But guys, I need to remind you that you guys need to smash up that like button, because I give content, free content every single day. I do technical analysis. I learned technical analysis deeply, did read dozens of books, and just giving free information here on YouTube. And I need your support, guys, by just smashing up that like button to grow the channel. Okay, every single day you're gonna have videos. Let's take a look at some altcoins. Let's take a look at the comment section here. Say hello to the community, because this is why I do the live streams, of course. Let's take a look. Much love from Boston. Thanks, Andy, for the info. Maz, you're very welcome. Thank you for joining and for the support. If you can take a look at FTM, please. Let's take a look at Phantom. This is a very mid-long-term bullish project, in my opinion. Phantom is just hitting a critical zone right over here. We can just take a look at the VPVR. Not much volume here on this retracement. What else can we see here on Phantom? What else can we see? We got a beautiful bounce from that summer low. Okay, a lot of the cryptos retesting the summer low and getting that beautiful bounce. Guys, remember, we are in a big, massive downtrend. If we zoom out on Bitcoin, this is extremely bearish. Where you usually get those bounces is at a big major support level, but very likely, guys, even though we start breaking big resistance levels, we are potentially trying to detect the next lower high. Okay, and this is where we need to make money. Lots of people are going to become very, very bullish once we start pumping in the next few days and maybe a week or two. And people are going to become suddenly extremely bullish again on Bitcoin and crypto, calling for all-time highs on Bitcoin, and you know the deal. And we need to be very, very cautious. What we need to do here as technical analysts and traders, we need to try and detect those zones where we potentially can get a massive rejection and create another lower high. Okay, I think this major range on Phantom is going to be absolutely excellent for a potential short opportunity. I am talking about that $2.50, $2.60. Very, very likely we are potentially in the next coming days and a couple of weeks, it probably won't be that fast, but we're going to retest this range. And you might ask yourself, why are we going to retest that zone? This is pure speculation. Well, we are getting that big bounce from this major zone here, looking at the VPVR. We're going all the way back from August of 2021, big zones over here of VPVR. And what happens at these ranges, that you do finally get a bounce, and you probably get a bounce at the lowest range of the zone, right? And it's very, very likely that it's going to be very hard to break this area. You could get some volatility and it will look like a potential potential breakout, sorry. And then, if this happens, I will be very interested in shorting this range. You can see some major resistance here in the past. We broke below it, got rejected here as resistance. This is looking at the daily, came back down. As you can see, we kind of created a double bottom. If you take a look at the 4 hourly, you can see this double bottom right over here and getting a massive pump. Big support right there, big resistance here, wicking just to that range. So it is a major level for potentially creating a lower high looking at Phantom. Overall, I think it is bullish. We are retesting, for the second time. Let's go to the 4 hourly, because on the daily it might look a little bit too. We need to zoom in really also to take a look at the retests, right? So you can clearly see right over here on Phantom, we are retesting this major zone. Is this a good shorting opportunity? Well, I mean, it potentially could be. You could risk a short right there with a tight stop loss, but overall, I am looking for Bitcoin to, in the next coming days, to get that pump all the way to $46,000. So this will have a good effect on altcoins. You know the deal. You can check the altcoins. A lot of them are pumping, 15, 20%, 25%. So, yeah, look at this. Metis has pumped 30%, Rose 15%, FSN 22%. A lot of these altcoins are pumping really heavily. So if Bitcoin is bullish, you can't be bearish on altcoins, right? Now, of course, you could get a small volatility here, but my overall, projection for the next coming weeks on Bitcoin is pretty bullish at $47,000. And we could see that effect on altcoins such as Phantom. So very light. And we've already had a retest. Okay, this is also very clear. I don't like second or third retest of a zone. I try and get at the first retest. We're already retesting right over here, this is why we are getting that attempt on breaking this area on Phantom at the $1.8587. As you can see, major resistance. A lot of people think that we may be going to get that rejection from here, but if Bitcoin's looking very bullish, we could potentially break this resistance. Okay, just a quick, I don't know, I'm just giving you my opinion here, guys. Of course, not financial advice ever here. All right, so yeah, just educational content and trying to explain where we could bounce and get rejected or bounce on a support. Nathan, how are you doing? Can BTW have big dump? BTW or BTC, and you just accidentally put the W there. I have no idea what is BTW? BTC, I guess you were trying to put. Yes, of course, we could have a correction. Mark, Avax, Andy, please. Okay, Mark, let's take a look at Avax straight away, guys. Let's take a look at Avax, and I'm going to go as fast as I can. And Avax is just about to break a major resistance zone. Let me take a look here on Binance and zoom out on the daily and take a look at the scenarios that we were taking a look at. We did talk about Avax potentially getting a pretty strong bounce from this low range to retest the resistance, right, from these lower highs. This is currently where we at right now. Of course, what could happen here, and what I think is very likely to happen, is that we are going to break out and we are going to retest that $100 range. Now, we might slightly pump above this area, and this is the level that we need to pay close attention, because a lot of people might be coming bullish from this breakout of this lower high of this symmetrical triangle pattern, and we are going to go, you know, to much higher levels. Be careful with fake outs and volatility. We need to successfully break out this last lower high on Avax, which is at the $100 range. So most probable scenario would be getting a breakout to this area, a little bit of a kind of a small flash crash, and then once you successfully break out this range, of course, that is the moment it's going to be very bullish. All right, and we need to try and get in fast at that major resistance level. Not this one right over here, not the first breakout. And this is very likely going to happen, guys. I think, you know, this is a kind of a trap, a kind of a trick. You need to get people extremely bullish. Are people extremely bullish here on these altcoins? No, they will be bullish when you start pumping, you know, another 10-15% and start breaking major levels, right? This is a trap zone, guys. This is not a long trading zone. This is a trap zone. So it would be safer to actually, you know, in my personal opinion, to almost be longing from this area to this range instead of longing, you know, this potential breakout where you could potentially get a big fake out. So that is the scenario here looking at Avax. Of course, if you're longing here, you're longing basically the top from this pump or from the last couple of days. It's also not recommended. So if it does pull back, if Bitcoin does pull back to potentially to $43,000 or $42,000 in the next coming hours, then a lot of these altcoins will get that little dip, and then maybe it would be not a bad idea to potentially long, because I think in the case of Avax, you know, that $100 retest I think is highly probable instead of dropping to this low, right? Very likely that, you know, if you do correct, you are going to retest this high before this low over here. In my personal opinion, there's a higher chance on Avax having that pump because of this higher low over here, because we have been in a downtrend for the last few months. We have started an uptrend for the last few weeks only, and this could still have a tiny projection to see how the bulls are going to fight, if that makes any sense, guys. Already pulling back. Let's take a look. Yeah, I want to see that pullback. You know, I've seen this scenario a lot of the times where you know the bulls are losing steam right here with these bearish divergence. You know, extremely overbought territory on the 1 hourly, and you know the correction looks almost imminent. You know, in the next coming hours. What happens here when you think you want to short a top is that you might have these last little wicks over here just to stop out those major over leveraged short positions. So stay cautious at this range at almost this $45,000, because you might see that kind of scenario, of course. So even though I get stopped out at break even, I might be looking at short position depending on how we react to these, you know, bearish divergence, creating these high highs on the price action on the 1 hourly, on the 2 hourly. And this is absolutely beautiful, right? Where you regain a high. This is we've been talking about this for the last few days actually, where look at this, guys. Let me just go to another chart here. You know, because I need to do a chart clean out. The scenario that we were talking about the last few days about Bitcoin, you know, regaining this high at some point. Of course, I was looking for a couple of weeks not this fast. So this is why we could potentially get a pretty nice dump here on Bitcoin, a correction, right? Not a dump, it's a correction. This has been a massive big pump. We could go down to $42,000. It would still be a very, very light correction. We could go much lower, but we do know that 42K range is starting to be heavy support. What I want to explain here is that where, you know, what I've been explaining the last few days, look at this lower high right there. You reclaim it and you come straight back down. Look at this higher low right over here. This higher low, you reclaim it, you come straight back up. What is happening right now, which is really the last lower high, it is this one right over here. It's not really this one. You got a small one right there, and this is what is happening right now. You are reclaiming it for a potential correction before reclaiming the next one, which is this one right over here. Okay, in my personal opinion, this is the thing. You want to get those. Where do you put your stop losses? Where do you put, usually people, you know, especially a lot of retailers such as me, put their stop losses behind these major lower highs. You want to put them behind this level, right? So just a quick explanation. You want to put stop losses here, stop loss here. And what, you know, what happens, this is a liquidity grab. You know, this is Bitcoin getting liquidity at these ranges before it has a big direction. So that was just a quick explanation on, you know, the price could potentially drop from this range because of that. We've got liquidity above this lower high, and we could have that, you know, little bit of a nasty correction in the coming hours. Is it certain? No. Is it possible? Yeah, it's very possible. But this is why we have this trading idea, guys. I just like to give you trading ideas, how to be patient, wait for the price action to potentially get exhausted, going down or up. And you know, the risk to reward for this potential trade is just, you know, you can get stopped out here for 3-4 times that the potential gains is going to give you, you know, many trades like this, right? A stop loss is your friend. So yeah, I sold 3 days ago. Okay, hopefully 1, 2, 3 reversal. Okay, like an ABC correction. Yeah, very possible. Very possible. Still very soon. This is just pure speculation, looking at, you know, bearish divergence. I have no idea if we are going to get this correction. It does make sense though by reclaiming this lower high over here. We've reclaimed it. It's time to correct right now for the immediate short term before we continue up. So yeah, that's my take here. Obviously, you know, you might be surprised because here in the channel, we talk bullish and bearish case scenario every single day. This is a very short-term bearish case scenario, but I am still long-term bullish. I got a long position here on Bybit, which I started trading at 38.4K, and I got a short position here on PrimeXBT. Of course, we need, you know, a lot of comments, you know, people saying this guy's bearish one day and bullish another day. Yes, of course, this is how you trade the markets. You cannot be only bullish or only bearish. And there are, you know, this is a big mistake. I see a lot of people being extremely bullish, always looking for that bounce, looking for that floor when you can trade the downtrend also. And, you know, vice versa with the bearish case. This doesn't make sense, says Wogboy. Okay. Oh, okay. That you sold 3 days ago. Oh, all right. I thought you said that what I'm talking about doesn't make sense. Yeah, I know this is not. It probably doesn't make sense for a lot of you. BNB, bro. Let's take a look at BNB. Rene Montenegro, fake up pumps, guys. We are still in a pretty aggressive downtrend. So yeah. You can make money with this fake out pumps. You know the deal. Rene Montenegro, Mark Dirch, Joseph, guys, moderators, thank you very much for supporting. Izam, thanks, Andy. Can you check XRP 1 hourly, please? Best regards from Chile. Thank you very much, Izam. Let's take a look at XRP straight away. Gold is up also, I see here in the comment section. Yeah, I guess oil is up. Gold is up also. Let's take a look at XRP here for this super chat. Thank you very much, Izam, for the super chat. Let's take a look at XRP, see what we can see. Very choppy lines here. Let's do a little bit of a clean out here on the chart. got wedges and lines here. Let's make a little clean out here on the XRP chart and check out the zones here that I do have marked. XRP is looking quite good. It is looking quite good. Reason why, also just the same as Bitcoin, is that we have created a higher low here. Looking at the daily, this is the daily. You got lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. You're starting to create a higher low right there. And yeah, this is looking pretty, you know, quite all right for XRP. There is a possibility that we are going to claim this lower high over here at 90 cents. There is a possibility that we are going to claim this lower high. We are currently above a major zone here where we have had good support. As you can see, we just have had a little bit of quick volatility, and there is a high chance that we are forming a harmonic pattern. I don't usually trade XRP. I think I've traded XRP twice in my life. I don't usually trade altcoins because of the volatility, okay? It's extremely volatile if you want to put tight stop losses. I get stopped out a lot of the time because I want to be conservative on my trades. And yeah, I don't see a harmonic there. Yeah, basically right now it is true that we are above a major support level, and we have created a higher low. Of course, I do see us reclaiming the 90 cent level. Stay cautious because XRP hasn't pumped like crazy. It doesn't usually pump like crazy. It's a very, very boring cryptocurrency. It has a lot of volatility, of course. This is extremely dangerous to trade with because you do get big, massive wicks everywhere, and it's just absolutely crazy. You know, trading this is almost a guaranteed loss, right? So stay very cautious on XRP, but I think it is very likely just by creating this higher low right there, and you have slightly higher highs from this consolidation right there. It's possible that we are in an uptrend channel just like Bitcoin right over here, right? You could arguably discuss that, you know, if we do not count the wick and just the body of the candles here on the daily, we are getting supported from this range. So, you know, my conclusion here on XRP is that we are potentially going to get above this lower high if you look at the scenario here on the bearish side. And stay cautious from in between 90 cent and $1, because this is the moment you could potentially come all the way back down. But it's very, very likely that we'll probably continue this channel. Usually on a channel, we like to have 3 touches. There's usually a third touch always on a channel. Of course, it could be to the downside. You know, we want to see 3 touches or 3 touches here to the downside. By looking at this consolidation on XRP, I think it is probable that we do have a potential leg up to the zone of 90 cent to $1. So yeah, that's my analysis here. Just having a quick look on XRP, right? Just looking at higher lows, a little bit of a structure here in the immediate short term. Very important for Bitcoin. Looking at Bitcoin, okay. Looking at Bitcoin is also you know, very important for trading altcoins. BTC is dumping. Yes, sir. It is correcting. Okay, Bitcoin is correcting. It's been pumping like crazy. Long time since we haven't seen a pump like this. I think this has got to be one of the strongest daily pumps that we've ever had, you know, in the history of Bitcoin. Look at this daily pump. There's been an absolutely insane daily pump, you know, from 37,000 all the way up to 44,000. So that's a 7,000 or an 8,000, yeah, $8,000 pump in one day, right? We don't usually get many of them. We've got one right over here, one over here. There's not many of those pumps. Obviously, in this massive run, we've got one right over there. This was about a $10,000 pump. Well, there's not many, and of course, we are very likely going to correct at some point. So yeah, small correction is likely, and you know, question is, where can we correct to? Okay, this is the thing about, you know, predicting. it doesn't matter where the price goes. I want to know where are the strong levels where we could potentially consolidate or have a major bounce. This is why I short here and I take profits at very strong support levels. Where's a big support level? At $42,000 approximately. $42,000 is a major big, it's the start of a major big zone from this consolidation, It is also the 382 from this major big pump from the start of yesterday. So we are going to get some reaction at that range. And zooming out here, looking at VPVR, it is the strongest point of control looking from December, January, and February. Strongest point of control trading range is here, here, here. You can see it on the VPVR. So this is why it's a major level. Anyway, there's always the possibility of the price having another spike to the upside. I think it is very unlikely. You know, when you have this kind of price action, a lot of pumpy action, you create slightly higher highs, slightly higher highs, slightly higher highs. At some moment, you are going to get that nasty correction. So this is the thing, guys. This is how you risk, right? This is a risk management trade. Very nice risk management where you are risking this to potentially, you know, gain this correction to this point to take profits. So guys, not financial advice. If you are interested in trading, you got Prime XBT and you've also got Bybit, okay? These are the trading platforms that I use daily and weekly. You do not need to use them. This is only for experienced traders. I know a lot of traders watching the channel, okay? And you know, it's another way to support. Of course, I do get a commission, and this also is good for me to continue here doing videos every single day, because if not, I would concentrate on just trading 100%, right? And you know, trade and looking into altcoins and passive income and rest of it. But I really like to do YouTube. It's absolutely fascinating. And you know, this is another way to support the channel, and you get the best bonus available, of course. No secret on this. And another way to support is just by tapping on that like button, guys. So yeah, totally free content every single day here on Bitcoinsensus. Let's take a look at by the way, I did short, okay, no one asking here, but I did short Luna on Bybit, and I got absolutely exterminated. I didn't get stopped. I didn't get exterminated, of course. I wasn't even risking 1% of my capital. But Luna, we did have a potential scenario right over here. Look, I mean, I was getting extremely, you know, bearish. But this is why it is better to just wait and look at the price action react. Because, you know, I shorted here a little bit in a rush. You know, I really like to trade here on a live stream, but you know, to do live trades with you, of course. And you know, it's a little bit of a mistake on my side, because you only trade when you hit a major level and when you see a potential trade. And you know, I thought we were going to regain this high just slightly above $85 and potentially get a big rejection. Of course, Bitcoin bullishness, you know, took, you know, Luna all the way to almost retesting this high. Yeah, just slightly above this high. So your question might be, is Luna going to get support from this range and continue up? I think we could dip below it especially after this major insane pump. Think about Luna also made an incredible, almost near all-time high. We did a pump in 24 hours of, you know, 35% pump. You know, when you're looking at traditional stocks or you know, and you know, stocks basically, you don't usually see a pump of an asset. You know, in traditional market of 35%. Is very unlikely, and this is the beauty of the volatility of Bitcoin. Let me scroll down here through the comment section. How is the S&P doing? Is it pumping? Is it dumping? Let me just scroll down here. Tap TA, please. It is up 30% today, says Johnny's. Let's take a look at Tap right away. Let's take a look at Tap. Yeah, we don't have, you know, we don't have Tap. I have no idea what this crypto is. Let's take a look at Tap here. What is it? Tap XTP. Okay, XTP is the ticker symbol. Oh my goodness, this one, right? Is it tap my data or tap XTP? We've got two taps here, and they're very, very low market capitalization. Then this is this is definitely going to be an extreme volatile crypto with this. With this, there's no market capitalization here. Only 5 million, not even 5 million. This one just got a big massive dump. I guess it's not this one. Please confirm in the comment section. Check Luna BTC looks crazier, says Steve. I guess Luna BTC looks really crazy, no doubt about that. Big massive pump, I guess. All-time high for Luna BTC, of course, after that massive pump that Luna had. But I think this is not the moment to become bullish. We got a beautiful supported here on the Luna BTC chart. Maybe a lot of people thinking there's a big massive head and shoulder here on Luna BTC. It's going to dump heavily, and you obviously get the reversal effect from this. Beautiful bounce from this December low of 2021. Obviously, if I would have longed here, there's no chance I would have taken profits, at this major level. We just sliced through this major zone right there. For me, that's definitely a take profit area if you're longing from this low. Of course, very unpredictable. But here on the channel, we've been talking about a lot of the cryptos will bounce from the summer lows of 2021. It's just how the chart works, because if we just go zoom out here on Bitcoin, on the weekly, and take a look at this, this is the best example I could give you. This is what is happening to a lot of the cryptos. Okay. Will this time break support and, go in a massive bearish trend for 1 or 2 years and sideways action? There are always bullish scenarios, of course, as you can see on a bear market. But when you retest such an important low level, you usually get that bounce, right? This is why I said, the summer lows is going to be very, very strong support. Very likely we'll be bouncing from that range. And we need to be careful because we are in a macro bearish trend, even though it is looking bullish in the short term. So we are, we want to spot the last lower highs, right? Those lower highs for potentially shorting. So, the deal here with Bitcoin, taking a look at the daily, I am bullish. I am bullish I am bearish in the short term right now, just, between today and tomorrow. I think very likely we're correct. But for the next few days, I am bullish. This is the thing. Potentially once we reach this level, I'm going to start thinking bearish. We're going to start seeing a bunch of influencers and getting extremely bullish, Twitter and the rest of it. Alarms are going to go on for a potential short at this level. So guys, this is the thing. This is the crazy thing about trading the market daily or weekly, that you are going to be bullish and bearish every single time. So that's very important, guys. If you want to be a successful trader, you need to switch bullish and bearish, consistently while you're doing your analysis. Hi, thanks for the review. Could you talk about Waves? Thanks. Oh, Waves is an absolutely insane blockchain project. I've seen, Waves has been, in the blockchain space for many, many years. It's had a crazy pump. I just got a friend that is invested in Waves, and he showed me a picture of the chart today, giving me a message, and insane pump on Waves. I think it was about a 30 or 40% pump the last couple of days. It's done absolutely incredible here. I've only got this on Waves, but I don't usually do analysis on altcoins, only on the live stream to take a look at some levels here, of course, not a proper technical analysis. But basically Waves, we lost the summer lows in the case of Waves, and what we did have here on Waves is, wow, I mean, this price action is absolutely insane. We have retest of the major resistance, the first retest was the second one actually. Well, first one is always usually usually it is a successful, you know, rejection in the case of a downtrend. Usually the first one, I think it's something like 65-70% of the times, when you break out really hardly a support level and you retest it as resistance, it is very, very likely, you've got a high probability once you come up to retest it that it is going to come back down. Obviously, the more taps you have on a resistance, the weaker it gets. And then obviously I probably wouldn't have got into this one after seeing this, and definitely not into this last one. But this one is looking very impressive. This one has had a big, massive pump. Overall, I think this one, you know, we do have a very strong support level. Volume has been pretty good from the breakout. If this retraces back down to $12-13, you know, we are looking for that potential long position, right? It's going to be the first retest. I'm not sure if this is going to happen, but if it does, a potential long position to almost retest the highs, and this is going to be very, very, you know, I think this is looking more exciting for a short at this level. We have been, you know, hitting this range for some times, as you can see on the chart, on waves. And we are in a very aggressive downtrend. We are creating lower highs. So, yeah, I would wait at least a few hours, a couple of days, see how we react to this range. But if we do consolidate and correct, I think it is worth a potential long at these $12-13 levels. It is worth a potential long here for a higher low. So I would be looking for that scenario on waves. We do have very interesting VPVR at this level. I mean, there is a possibility that we are going to get supported from the $15 range. Insane amount of volume here, just because if you take a look at all this consolidation, this has been a big, massive reaccumulation. Obviously, this has been accumulation also. You know, any correction here might be very, very good to scoop up some waves if you are, you know, depending on if you're trading this or if you are from 38 to 61 is already starting to be a good zone, in my personal opinion. Obviously, depending on how we correct, if we fall down aggressively, this is why I don't have limit orders, just in case the market just has, you know, an aggressive drop. But yeah, we are gonna trade in this zone, I think, in between $13 and $20 in the next coming days. I think we will get some kind of rejection from this area. Looking at waves, not too much volume on the VPVR. This is something very interesting. So that's my take here. Sir, please talk about Matic. I love your prediction. You are the best among all my following. Austin, thank you very much. Let's take a look at Matic here for you. I guess Matic has recovered. We were talking about Matic for a potential, you know, kind of a double bottom. It's not doing much, actually. It's not doing much. I'm really surprised Matic hasn't had a big bounce. But it does look like that Matic might have that big bounce to these highs. We're probably going to try and retest these highs again. So yeah, seems like Matic is lagging behind a little bit. I would say Matic will be retesting this range in the next coming days, you know, a couple of weeks. We don't know exactly the timing. We could take a look at fib timing. But yeah, you can see the failed attempt of the bears breaking this range.
bulls haven't step in though for Matic, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Matic is looking pretty good to retest the $2 in the next coming days. It does have that chance. Let's see if the bulls are going to manage. I would say in between $1.80 and $2 in the next coming days. Stay cautious because we are in a very aggressive downtrend here on Matic. So once we pump here, stay cautious. Maybe we are going to lose steam at $1.80 and roll down. Stay cautious on this. Matic can be traded on Bybit. You know the deal. You get the best bonus down below, guys, on Bybit. They have a huge amount of cryptos here. You can trade all sorts. There's over 50 cryptos here to trade with leverage. For experienced traders, you got a full tutorial down below in the description also here on PrimeXBT. Full tutorial, video tutorial for Bybit and PrimeXBT to learn, guys. This is to learn, of course. And you guys need to learn. Well, maybe a lot of you are pro traders. Will BTC pump more in the next few days? I think so. If you have been paying attention to my videos, I do see Bitcoin hitting that $46,000, $47,000 in the coming days. Obviously, I didn't expect this big massive pump to be as strong, but I do see it, hitting that range, in between today and Friday potentially. We are, or we might have that correction and it might be during the weekend or next week. But I do see this potential movement. You know the deal, we've been talking about this harmonic pattern. It's a bearish Gartley and also this ascending channel with higher lows and higher highs. So yeah, stay protected, be cautious. We could get a lot of volatility in the next coming days. People getting excited, people coming bullish. Expect some sharp corrections also. This could also happen, but that volatility is to take advantage. You need to look at major levels to step into a potential trade, right? Do you ever look into the 15-minute candle? Is it any good to look at 15-minute? Yeah, of course. If you're scalping day trading, it's the one that I usually look. I usually look at 15-minute for scalping or day trading, of course, and to look at kind of price exhaustion, look at major volume. Yeah, of course. Of course, I use the 15-minute. But usually on the video, if I make a video on the 15-minute, it takes me an hour maybe till I finish the video, edit it, upload it. It might take an hour 30-minute. I usually take a look at the 1 hourly or 30-minute because if I take a look at the 15-minute and do analysis on the 15-minute, then yeah, in that hour you could have seen, a really different price action. But yeah, 15-minute, I do use it for scalp day trade, of course. Right, buy BTC only, says George. Well, I mean, this is a lot of, a lot of Bitcoin maximalists out there, but if you would have bought Luna, just a week ago, you would have doubled your money. If you would have bought Bitcoin a week ago, would you have doubled your money? No, you would have gained, what, 10, 20%, which is already good. But yeah, I mean, Luna was at, $48 over here. We just hit that, almost $100, $95. If you know what cryptos to buy, of course, strong projects, I am a supporter of these big blockchain projects, in the top 20 list of CoinGecko. So yeah, it's not only Bitcoin. If you want to speculate a bit more, you know what you're doing, you know what projects you're getting into, you double your money in a couple of days. And also lose 50% if you don't know where to buy, of course. Anyway, let's take a look at is there any chance for it to hit 60k? Carl says you lost some money yesterday with the Luna short. Yes, I did. I got stopped out on Luna. Is there any chance for it to hit 60k? Yeah, there is a chance, of course. If there were going to be a big world catalyst, all right, and there is something going on worldwide right now that is very disturbing, and that we could have an insane white swan event. Okay, there's a black swan event, which is the one like happened right over here, you know, back in March of 2020. Who remembers this black swan event? Bitcoin lost 60% of its value in just a matter of a week or so, or just over a week. And a lot of these stock market dropping insanely. This is a black swan event because you have extreme fear in the market because of what was happening back in March of 2020. What if we do see what is happening right now, you know, continue for the next few weeks? And it's very, very likely, sadly, that this is going to continue. But if it does continue and we see a lot of people fearful, you know, trying to get, you know, their money out of the banks and stuff like that, I think this could have a potential boost on decentralization where no one controls your funds. And yeah, basically Bitcoin and a lot of DeFi projects, applications, decentralized exchanges could have an insanely bullish, effect because of what is happening worldwide. It's very, very possible, guys. It's very, very possible. You just imagine tomorrow they're going to say, yeah, you can only get, $100 a day out of your bank account or 50 because everybody wants to get their money out and we cannot allow this. And you're like, what's going on? This is my money. I want to get my money out of the bank account. Why can't I, And this is what is happening right now in Russia. There's a lot of restrictions and, people cannot have access to their wealth. And, I can have access, 24/7 to my Bitcoin or to my stable coins. And because it's decentralized, we do not have, any barriers there, no restrictions. I think, at the end of the day, this is why this macro trend on Bitcoin is such a big macro trend that we will go to 100,000 and much more than that in the next coming years. So, that's just a little bit of my personal opinion on what is going on, guys. And, I know I've taken a look at Solana already. Ethereum also, did take a look at Ethereum. Guys, I'm a little bit exhausted right now, so I think I'm just gonna end up the stream. Stay cautious. If you want, you can watch my video from this morning. I've got the scenarios that could happen in my personal opinion. Check out, let's take a look at Solana. I have a lot of Solanas here. Didn't I take a look at Solana? Oh yeah, we got I'm going to say a descending wedge, right? A descending wedge. Well, this was posted on the Bitcoinsensus Twitter account for a potential scenario that we are going to see some bullish price action in the immediate short term, because on the daily, we were creating massive bullish divergence where we are having aggressive lower lows and aggressive higher lows on the RSI. We are forming this kind of wedge scenario, and it's very, very likely we were going to get that pump. I think Solana will be hitting in the next coming days. If we do see Bitcoin pumping to that $47,000, we could see Solana getting a little bit of a pump action to round about the the $110, $120. The only thing here is that I would be cautious because you could still create a lower high. It doesn't mean you need to retest this zone. So even though, from these lows, from this reaction, you get into a trade and you start taking profits and protecting your position. And this zone over here, this last lower high and slightly below, is a take profit zone because you might roll back down, creating a lower high, right? Stay cautious, guys. This is, the deal with what is happening. This is going to be it for today's live stream. Thank you very much for joining. Let's take a look at S&P 500. What is going on the S&P? Let me take a look here. On the S&P, not doing much actually. Did start dumping this morning, and today we're having a little bit of volatility. No clear direction looking at the 15-minute chart. So yeah, not much to say. Stay cautious, guys.
Make sure to stay safe. Join all our socials down below. Smash up the like button, and I will see you in the next one.